Meow?
Oh, meow?
Meow.
Meow. I like the O. I like the surprise.
I
Hi!
didn't know.
I popped the meow a little bit earlier than
Oh.
I do sometimes. Hi, everybody.
Meow.
What is popping? How are you all doing on this most fine January 9th Thursday at 7:06 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:06 Pacific Time? Let me show you the Superpower Wiki just for kind of an example of what we're doing here. I opened up 3 pages in advance just to kind of explain the gimmick. Okay. So the 3 powers I got during my test run were as follows. Archetype Omega Being. So this one's a little bit busted. This one's a little bit busted. I will say if something's really weird, I don't know if I'd call this weird, but there are some really weird ones on this wiki. I do think we're allowed to re-roll it.
Yeah.
Because there's this weird fucker on the Superpower Wiki, it pisses me off, whatever his fucking deal is, who just made a bunch of, like, they made, like, a bunch, we actually ran into one of these during the superhero stream. They made a shitload of superpowers that are, like, extremely specific and, like, weird and minute, things about ways you can move your body. Like, they're all, like, if you're moving at over 20 miles per hour, then if you have this power, you're able to turn very easily. And things like that. And it's like, this is nothing. And every single one of them has no examples of any characters to draw off of. They don't have any sources of any, like, thing that this is from. It's just some guy who's obsessed with movement in really weird, specific ways filled the Superpower Wiki with, like, I swear, 100 different versions of this. When we did a little brief, like, everyone pick your power thing before stream, and we were just hanging out. And one of our friends, I think Amy did one and got, like, you're able to slightly turn outwards in a different way when you're moving fast. And it's like okay,
turn radius.
Yeah, like fucking cool. It wasn't that. It was like completely like incomprehensible. So those are automatic rerolls, but if something's really weird, we can reroll it. Anyways, so we got Archetype Omega Being, we got Rain Generation, and we have Blade Bestowal. This is a pretty vanilla trio, honestly. But this is the example draw. This is not necessarily what we're sticking with. So if the concept carries. Carries. Oh, by the way, here's us fucking around on a canvas. Do we want to do our first draws?
I would love to do some draws. Are we ready? Let's do it.
Hell, yeah.
Our first power draw villain is... What the fuck does this mean, man? Esoteric Vision? What does that even... What does this mean?
Deadly Sight. What does this mean? Wait. Scroll up.
It's esoteric.
The power to project esoteric energy through one's eyes.
What's esoteric energy?
This is a subpower of esoteric attacks, which is the ability to... This is exclusively like Star Wars or some shit.
Wait, what's an esoteric attack?
What the fuck is happening? They have esoteric force manipulation? The ability... What's the esoteric? This is a subpower of supernatural force? What does this mean? What's... Esoteric?
Well, roll again, because we're not going to do this shit. This makes no sense.
I have no idea what this means. This is in fact esoteric.
I'm really leaning towards making a street level guy, so this is not my draw right now.
Oh, this is better. Emotional arts. This is the power to utilize practices that are emotional in nature.
See, we have a hero that does that for sadness.
This is getting a little bit too close to sad sack potentially, but also this could be like an Iron Man thing where all of Iron Man's villains are just Iron Man but different.
I think that we could make this is good to have if we want to make a villain called like the Joyful.
Which
is like the opposite of sad.
I'll leave this one open. One open. This one's exceptionally fucking vague, by the way. This means almost nothing. All right. Our second one is... Ew.
Range... Oh.
This is the ability to ignore gas currents.
I guess that's kind of good.
This is
This character design
What does
sucks, by the way.
What does that mean?
this kind of is nothing. This is kind of a nothing ability. You can defy and ignore wind, turbulence, and other gas, allowing you to move through the air. This is only a useful power if you have other abilities that this would rely on. I think this is too accompanying something else.
Move. I can walk around without experiencing friction.
Crazy if you lived in a steam turbine. Damn, it's windy. No, it isn't. Do we reroll this one? This is kind of nothing.
I think we have to do the happy guy.
Let's roll our third one.
That was the third one.
No, we re-rolled the first one.
Why do we keep getting One Piece?
Well, that's okay. I'm re-rolling. This is energy matter constructs, which is the ability to create constructs out of energy matter, like in Ninjago, I guess.
That's like classic, but it's Happy Man. It's gotta be Happy Man. I think if we have a character named Sad Sack who's built upon the fact that they can make people sad as a power, confronting with a person whose ability is to make people happy, especially a villain who can make people happy. I think I lean towards it.
What's everyone else's vote for? We have emotional arts, we have gaseous current defiance, and we have energy matter constructs. Keep in mind, we can always use gaseous current defiance as a secondary ability if we really like this one. I know you're getting tempted by gaseous current defiance.
I'm trying to figure out what this means. Like, I haven't watched One Piece.
Emotional arts. The user can utilize the emotional arts, a system of techniques based around emotional abilities and empathic force. Sorry. Emotions have long been believed to carry great power. They can be found in a variety of beings, like animals, plants, spirits, demons, angels, gods, etc. It is one of the few aspects that are found throughout the various realms. To that end, learning to take control of one's emotions allows one to master one's state of mind, instincts, and reactions. One can also engage in techniques that can unlock special powers such as mood manipulation, emotional energy control, behavior alteration, etc. This one's vague enough that it could just kind of translate to anything as long as it is a guy whose emotional shit is
I don't think this is...
So, this is intrinsic, right? Like, you can't control other people's emotions.
It says that this can allow you to engage in techniques that unlock special powers such as mood manipulation, emotional energy control, behavior alteration, etc. And I assume those apply to other people, because I don't know why you'd have to do almost any of those to yourself.
What do you mean?
Application.
You've clearly never had a panic attack.
Hold on. All emotion-based abilities is an application, so all of these...
It could be, yeah.
Empathic force manipulation, mental manipulation, emotion maybe. This guy just kind of gets a lot of stuff.
I'm really sold on making a villain who's a happy man.
And then this is really nothing. This is really genuinely nothing.
It's an interesting foil, because with Sad Sack, it's like he uses the fact he can make someone really sad to sort of, like, in a weird way, it becomes the good guy emotion despite being, like, inherently, like, seen as a bad thing.
I have to quickly say something about gaseous current defiance. Limitations can still have trouble moving through thick winds and gases. What's the point?
Well, what the fuck?
Who fucking
you can move through gases, except when sometimes you can't.
This ability fucking stinks. This is nothing.
I did look at the One Piece wiki to get more context. This guy does, like, just make mustard gas.
Okay.
Well, and then he deploys mustard gas.
That's cool. Then we have this, which I feel like this one's almost too general. This is just
Green Lantern. This
is Green Lantern. This is just you can make anything. I like kind of operating with some level of limitation. And I do like that emotional arts is like this is like the anti-sad sack kind of. I do think that's fun.
My pitch is he has a mask. 2. You just click on layer 2.
I'm not a genius.
In the same way that Sad Sack has a mask.
Oh, you're over there. I see.
Oh, I see. I see. You're over here.
He should have a mask too. That's just like this is gonna be terrible because I'm on my mouse.
That's fine. I'm gonna be worse. So I'm the benchmark for how low it can get.
Just a classic smiley face, black and white. Like, I think his mask should be functionally like this with whatever else goes under it. He can have as complex as an outfit, but I think that by default, a default smiley face
he's like mask, a smiling friend, kind of.
Yeah. I think that, like, as the base for him, that goes a long way.
No, I don't think that this guy should have a mask.
You don't think he should have a mask?
Yeah, because that's like, if you have complete control over your emotions, you don't need to wear a mask.
Well, he has control over other people's emotions too.
I think he should have a hand like this. He should have like an evil
You should have
hand.
one scary hand.
You should have like a scary hand. That's my opinion.
Okay. Well, what do you think his
I'm not-
face should look like if he doesn't have a mask in?
I kind of like the mask, but I also, it reminds me of Evil Otto, one of the greatest villains of all time.
Oh my
They
god.
kind of do.
Yeah, what should his face be? If you're, I'm looking down here next to the Spider-Man. If you want to know where you should be drawing, I am kind of, my view is around where Boot is. See,
Oh wait, no, well, this is awesome.
I'm thinking about this guy, and you know, plot-wise, I'm really liking the idea of guy who does have complete emotional mastery, but has reached the conclusion that only one emotion is worth experiencing, and it is joy.
Yeah.
So
Whoa,
like,
that's huge.
he has the ability to be multifaceted, but chooses not to, and is obsessed with the idea of like a very blind happiness that is actually fairly destructive.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's awesome.
Which is kind of the like exact opposite of Sad Sack. That's like everything's a little bit sad, and that's kind
Which
of
if we-
Sad Sack's whole
If we make him
mentality.
like a beast, he's like a lab experiment, whatever guy they got like fucked
toxic
around with.
positivity villain,
Yeah.
literally exactly. Yeah, like he'll
Holy
like
shit.
he'll like do something fucking awful or whatever, and it's like this isn't really a big deal in the grand scheme of things. You should all be happy because so many good
Yeah.
things are happening in the world still, regardless of whatever I'm up to.
And it's like, because he's like a little beast, like he is like a monster type guy. He did get through it with whatever like lab that made him, but they're like, you just have to be happy. The only way he got through is by how fucking happy he was. He's like, well, I gotta be happy. If shit's fucked for me, then I'll be happy. I'm a happy guy. I'm so fucking happy. Everyone should be happy. If I can be happy, everyone should be happy.
Pang, that's really good.
What would Pang say?
I imagine him making a whole room of people keel over laughing and smiling, and he sinisterly says, like a
Oh
room
my
without a
God.
roof.
Oh wait, I have a pitch. He has what's it called? He has a big hat on. It's like this.
Oh.
I don't know if he should have Pharrell's famous hat that we all know and love. I think that this might not be the approach that we should take, although I do like it. And the thing is that Pharrell's already a villain, so it'd be
Yeah.
kind of stepping on toes within the world of evildoers.
So, I'm going to come up with a new idea really quick that we can discard.
Okay, hit me.
So there's the smiley face, right?
Yeah.
Like he's smiling. But instead of gore, he could be made out of like plant matter. So he has a stem here, and then at this
Oh.
point he kind of looks like a daisy.
Oh, can
Hold
I
on,
give
I've
you
got
my
a
idea
theme
for
song
like?
for him. I've got a theme song for him.
Okay, can I hear it?
Oh yeah, and then it could be
Oh,
like,
I think I know what his voice would sound like too. Actually, he'd be like, "You idiot," and shit like that. Yeah, oh, it's called love, but it's levels. Those are execution
Queeve, you're sick.
points.
Calm down, Queeve. You're sick. You can't strain your voice.
I'm not hurting the part of my voice that hurts when I talk normally, so it's actually okay.
Okay. I like our path. I think dressing relatively normally outside of his like fucked up head and arms and everything, I actually like quite a bit.
You want to fuck around on the base?
I think we fuck around on the base.
ooh.
Yeah, I think we're kind of proofing some shit. I think fucking around on the base
Yeah.
is a good move now.
I'm gonna draw the nasty hand that he has.
Okay.
Oh, you have like a handle on his face, so I'm
I think I'm
encouraging
just
you to
gonna,
take
like-
the face.
I like that he's just super nasty.
He's gross.
He's kind of gross. I
You
wouldn't
can
wanna
have some
show him
tingle
this
sludge
video.
on him.
Oh yeah. Some good old.
He's wet.
Are all the villains going to be foils to the heroes? I don't necessarily think
no.
by default. We just kind of ended up getting a
Just
like
inherently,
foil
yeah.
type power for our first one. What kind
And
of
it's
name
like-
are we thinking? We got to proof this guy's name.
Yeah, his inherent like vibe isn't even like, this isn't like a world-ending villain or whatever, right? He's just like a very personal guy that's so contradictory to like Sad Sack in specific.
Yeah. So I have
I'm
an
gonna
idea
give
for
him
his
a
name.
belt up here.
Whoa. The smiling friend.
Oh my god.
Just a little bit of an idea that I had. Looking into this.
Oh my god, his nasty arm.
He's got his nasty arm. I don't know what to do with like the chest portion, but I'm gonna jut out his suit a little bit more. Make that like really firm up the silhouette.
I'm trying to think of anything to contribute at all, but I kind of just had nasty arm, and that's more or less all.
The nasty arm is really good.
I just thought he should have a nasty arm. I assume that most of his emotional manipulation powers come from his exposed nasty arm.
Hey, doesn't this make you sad? My arm's fucked up.
Well, he makes you
Guess
happy,
what?
actually.
You should be happy about
Be
it.
happy. Boop. And he, like, touches you, and you're like, oh, wow, I actually really like this.
I'm gonna draw me after interacting with him.
And this is like the sludge coming off of you from when his hand touched you.
Oh yeah, the mechanical part. I'm liking that synth. I'm liking that.
Oh shit!
There's an implication there.
This guy is fucking yucky.
He's really cool.
I really like the immediate contrast from our superheroes. We just made the grossest guy in the world immediately. Is his name actually Smiling Friend? Do we have a better name?
No, it's not.
Yeah, what's a better name?
What's a good name for a happy guy?
He could have like a weird biological project name that like looks like a normal name. So he like his name tag like scratches out. It's like it's not JO4H. It's John.
It's John. I actually like a simple type name, like Flack.
This is great because I was gonna call him Joy Boy, which isn't great.
It's kind of awesome.
It's kind of awesome.
Just from like a basis, I like leaning into joy as like a concept for him.
Oh, he could do like a rap battle with Sad Sack. Wouldn't that be cool?
Joy and Sad Sack in a rap battle.
Joy and Sad Sack in a rap battle.
Rap battle.
Is Joy Boy a
kind
fucking One Piece character? I think Joy Boy is literally already a Marvel character.
I kind of like the idea of giving him like a really like simple type human name. What?
Sorry, I remembered who Joy Boy is in Marvel. It's this fucking thing. I hate this fucking thing. From fucking Excalibur, I hate that guy. I just had like a flashback to reading 80s Excalibur comics when I was a kid. And I think I always hated Joy Boy. It was disgusting. And that's why I had like thinking about that as a name was like digging deep into my my traumatized past where I had to see that character. Destroy that thing. I think this guy's kind of awesome. Now that I'm really looking at him,
crazy.
Now that I'm seeing
I think we're off to a great start. I think we made a phenomenal character here.
I'm very intrigued by what he will do.
Yeah, I don't know really how he stops a hero by making them happy, but
I don't know. I think it's kind of the exact same idea as what Sad Sack does, but just in the inverse. Kind of.
Yeah, but like being sad can be a lot more crippling than being happy.
I disagree.
If it's like completely all-consuming, like there's not a problem in your mind at all anymore, happiness, you won't really have any reason to be combative. Like that's the whole idea. I don't hate Goodman as his name, and that's it. He's just Mr. Goodman, and that's it.
Mr. Goodman is really good.
I kind of like Mr. Goodman.
Mr. Goodman.
The Mr. adds so fucking much to that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me erase his last name's not Farrell anymore. His name can be Goodman, and he just goes by his actual last name, but with Mr.
His victims call him the smiling friend.
I don't
What
think
victims?
do. Yeah, no one's ever been a victim of this guy. Everyone's happy about it.
His friends all refer to him as the smiling friend.
They get to like the scene of the robbery, the bank robbery, and there's like someone shot in the head on the floor, and all the hostages are like, "This was really fun."
I had a
I'm
great
so
time.
glad I got to be part of my bank robbery. Like it's on my bucket list
Why is he robbing a bank?
because he needs money.
Yeah,
And of course,
he's doing
that's fine.
unscrupulous things because he presumably
He's doing
in
what makes him
being
happy.
in charge of his own emotions is also always kind of happy and just sort of doesn't see anything wrong with anything that he's going to do at any point.
Are these villains part of a team? I don't think so inherently, but they might be gathered together.
This might I picture this as being a Sinister Six situation.
Yeah,
Where
Sinister Six situation.
They're kind of just like guys, but there is like a guy that can bring them all together and they'll do some shit. A bank robbery is exceptionally small stakes. That's like a super
think
street
that's,
level
like-
thing to do.
True.
Yeah, it is. Most people who do a bank robbery get away with it in real life because it's so easy.
Okay, so final lore thing for him.
Yeah.
I think at some point he was developed in a lab, like operated on, in an attempt to get like emotional manipulation shit. Like they were trying to get all of it. And it fucked him up, and none of it went well, and his body is like melting and dissolving and barely working, and they got him going, but he only really got the happy part down.
Okay.
Because just like Jim Carrey being the Grinch, it was like unbearable, and he needed to like get out of that, and the way that he managed to break through that and managed to be like the only one that survived is just like the only emotion left that he can like pop in on is happy. He's like, I'm locking in, I'm happy, everything's great, everything's great, everything's great. And so in his mind, he's like, yeah, you look at him, and his whole fucking deal is just like, look at me. If I'm happy, why aren't you happy? I think I'm doing a good thing for everyone personally, because look what it did for me. I'm great.
I do simply feel like it is a character. This is the Mr. Goodman is a character who would also just in general have a pretty loose and vaguely nonsensical idea of what would make other people happy because he does not really actually understand anything about the idea of happiness. So he would like do a fucking I don't know. I'm picturing some kind of thing that he calls joy to the world, and it involves a lot of people exploding in a big fireball, and that's it. I'm picturing him doing some kind of like terrorist attack, but he's like, this is probably just good though.
I think that's like a step too out of his league, but I do like the general idea.
I think he can probably make a bomb. I don't think that's too hard.
Yeah, no, I mean just like in terms of like what his goals would be.
I don't know.
I think
he probably sometimes is like I think he's sometimes he's really happy and he has a really good idea for how to make other people really happy.
Joy to the World is a badass movie.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, you gotta
Joy
have
to the World is
something. That's his
Joy to the
ultimate
World
goal.
is the name of his run. That's his comic run. It's Sad Sack Joy to the World is the series that he's in.
In his mind, he's putting on a fireworks show for everyone to enjoy. Like exactly, yeah. It's like a dirty bomb, but actually it is kind of pretty and kind of fun and kind of nice.
Yeah.
I think I like Mr. Goodman.
I think he's a great like character to have like minor goons too.
You'd have little smiley face guys if you wanted to have a goon.
Easy.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Goodman is like a perfect lineup right now. I think he's like literally kind of flawless. A little smiley face bomb.
Little smiley face bomb is good. I like Popcorn Arcade Release of the Souls, the ultimate happiness. Yeah, it's like, oh dude, what's better than heaven? You're happy all the time up there.
Like an important thing to note is that he is inherently like not a happy person.
Yeah, but he's like, you know,
his existence is kind of boundless suffering, but he's like, no, I'm happy. So in his like general way that he sees the world, it's like it doesn't matter. It's really hard to make someone unhappy because if I'm happy, look at you. Why are you complaining?
I think we have to move on to our next guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna run the bathroom. Let's go to the next guy.
Power number 1. Come on, man.
What is it?
Dependency removal. This allows you to remove any and all dependencies of oneself or another, including dependency on food, water, oxygen, energy, medicine, power sources, factors to situations, etc., making things be able to function without what they were dependent on before.
Do anything power.
Do anything power.
This is a weird one, but also I think there's a world where this could be good, but we'll see.
Second power. Remote charging. The power to activate, accelerate kinetic energy from a distance. The user can activate or accelerate kinetic energy from a distance.
That one's actually sick.
Hmm.
I don't really know exactly what this entails. What is kinetic activation?
It means that, like, you can transfer any energy that's going on into kinetic energy from a distance.
Okay.
I'm kind of imagining like the Breath of the Wild stasis shit.
It's like telekinesis, except you can only make it go up, not down.
Okay. And our last draw is mummy combat. This is the power to combine.
Mummy combat?
This is the power to combine mummy power and ability with physical combat.
What's
Okay.
mummy
Power.
power?
This is also called mummy fu and mummy martial art mastery.
So I think I want to use Mummy as an inspo here.
I think that mummy combat would be great for our Shaolin fighter, but
We could combine this. We could definitely combine this. I
What would-
think. What are the other powers?
our other powers are dependency removal, which is the power to remove any and all dependency on everything, and remote charging, which is the power to activate, accelerate kinetic energy from a distance.
Okay.
And then we also
I'm gonna
have mummy
combine
combat.
these. I'm gonna combine all three of these in one specific way.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I think this could very easily be our Shaolin guy, just by nature of making him like an undead, like a mummy. He inherently, that's the first one that's already applies.
Okay.
He doesn't need water, he doesn't need food, he doesn't need dependencies. He doesn't have dependencies already.
Okay.
Whoa, yeah.
So
So then that builds our base for him. You can also hide Mr. Goodman layer, Qweave.
how do we do that? Oh, there it is.
The-
Bye bye.
yeah, yeah.
Bye bye.
So because of that, that means that all we need to do is find out a way to get like kinetic energy. And as like a martial arts dude, being able to like classic like project your fist further
Yeah, that's pretty basic stuff. That's
kind of like inherently goes into that.
that's very very normal shit to be able to do if you're the kind of martial art guy who's also in superpower world.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's a mummy.
Yeah, he has to be like a kind of mummy. So I have a base thought for him.
Okay, I'm very curious to see what your base.
This
thought
is one thought. This is one thought, okay? I'm gonna move it to the right of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm looking because Noel is also.
Yeah, I'm getting my
around.
brush.
I'm just fiddling.
Again, this isn't like anything fancy. This is just like a base idea.
What I'm getting, Dirt says, is that he could turn all forms of energy into punches. I think that so the specific one we got is remote charging, which
Yeah.
is just that he can accelerate kinetic energy from a distance, which does I do think
That is
essentially
functionally you
mean-
can do like a punch from anywhere.
He can do a punch from anywhere. I am picturing like cool aura stuff around him. Like,
Well, I'm
looking, like
imagining-
looking at Spider-Man, like this like assume that Spider-Man is his body, like that's his body, but then his arms have like a second arm that goes further down or something like
What
that.
I'm thinking,
I'm
his
imagining being
conquered
kinda
souls.
casual with it.
His conquered souls, he only maintains like the fighting spirit. Whenever he like takes a soul out of someone, like conquers someone's soul, he only maintains their fighting spirit, and that's what he's using to project like a punch. Like he's commanding a conquered soul that he has to punch you somewhere else.
I was like picturing it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really related to the remote energy control or whatever, but I was
Yeah.
also picturing him as just having multiple arms that are spectral on his like
Yeah,
back
I
or
agree.
something,
I agree.
which is cool. I was picturing like arms coming out of like his back
Like,
or like a
what Noel's doing?
second arm coming from like here or whatever.
This is sick as fuck. We're already
Yeah, or
in
like
it.
just elbow goes to like multiple arms. I think that's really cool. I was picturing that as a possibility.
He's doing like every potential like combat action he could be doing at the same
Dude,
time.
he's got every single
No,
style
that's sick
for
as
the
fuck.
PlayStation 1 game Shaolin.
And the idea of him just like walking casually, but like he tried to do a fight of them and his fucking spectral like self is like doing the block attacks, counters, and everything. I think that's like badass.
I'm picturing like every martial arts style. Like you try to get him, but then like some weird spectral like drunken master shit's going on with his legs. Can move in crazy, weird, unpredictable ways. Oh, this guy's kind of cool.
I think this is a great start.
I think this is a great start.
This is huge.
Each spirit he controls mastered a different fighting style. Yeah, exactly. I'm picturing it as being like the kind of I'm picturing like the super stock standard like kung fu movie plot of guy who is mastering multiple martial art styles and like learning under different masters and stuff, but instead he just always kills the master and like absorbs their ability into him.
Here's my pitch. I think he should be a pacifist.
Well, I think
So he doesn't attack, but all of his souls do.
You. Like he considers himself a pacifist, and the whole thing is that like whatever first few souls they got were like offered to him as like whatever role that it went to, and now he has the ability to take them just by like it's not me doing that shit.
Well, I don't know why he
can do
needs
whatever
to
the
have
fuck
an
he wants.
excuse.
No, it's because again he's a pacifist.
And he uses his fists, except he uses someone's
He doesn't need
fists.
to do his fists. I think he physically himself does not need to be doing any of the fighting.
He uses someone's fists.
No,
He
I'm
is
really like
feeling
him.
evil.
I do think should be an old man. We need to like lean into the mummy.
I was picturing him as having really weird, scary, wide open eyes for some reason.
I like it. I do like it.
So
I'm imagining him with like fucking, I don't know, his third eye's open, but his third eye is just his normal eyes, and they're like just like super open.
I want to give him a huge freaky eyeball, but then we start getting into curly mouth washing territory.
No, hold on. I think step number 2, we need a long beard on him.
Oh shit. Okay, wait, huge.
I also think whatever eye that he does show, I think white pupil goes a long way. And I'm gonna outline this to add some like wrinkle around it. And I'm gonna put a wrapping like over like that, not that much, maybe like.
Because he is
we're
a
close.
cool mummy, I am trying to think if there's anywhere we can incorporate a cool Jiangxi thing in his design.
No, do you mind if I like tighten in this eye a little bit?
Oh yeah, like do whatever to it.
Okay.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Tyler.
make
Every
it a bit,
single
like,
time
smaller.
Q's theme plays on stream, Tyler immediately points it out, which is really funny.
I think the Jiangxi thing could be huge.
I don't know if I was picturing hat or if I was picturing like the talisman or what. The hat is a good one though. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I
was
fuck with the
thinking
hat.
about what to do, and I don't want him to have hair.
The little orb on the hat could be where all the souls are stored. It's like an
True.
object.
It's like shiny and like green.
Yeah.
There's a screaming face in it. And he's like in a pink, pretty world too. I think that would be important if he was like in a pink and pretty world.
He could get into kind of beautiful fights.
Beautiful world.
Yeah, he could get in beautiful fights. And did you come in time for the Shaolin themed villain? You did. You got here just in time for our Shaolin master.
I think this could be like the bead chain.
Oh, dude, he's fucking badass.
Kind of sick.
And I'm gonna have like a couple of the ties of these belts, belts around his head, just because I think the raw idea of it's very cool. Also, I'm going to simplify this. I'm gonna get rid of the pupil for now, but I'm probably gonna add it back later because I feel like that'll just like with color.
Can I
really sell it.
suggest a vague change to the bead idea?
Yeah, what's up?
Can his beads, I think the beads are awesome. Can they instead be a strap and he's carrying like a gravestone on his back?
Oh shit.
Could he be carrying his own gravestone because he's a weird mummy guy? I like that for some reason every single one of our little villains so far has like some very strange moral high ground they like to operate from.
Yeah.
This guy
that's like
saving
fun.
this guy's saving souls from damnation, but he is also completely trapping them within himself and using them for stuff constantly.
And he's also only getting fuckers who can like fight.
He only gets fuckers who fight, and also he likes to call himself a pacifist when it's very clear that's not at all what he is.
It's like he's a pacifist, but it's like not his mindset for like existence.
It's just like another thing that he gets to kind of have.
Yeah, he's like a moral epitome type guy, and I think that's awesome.
I think this guy is just like a straight home run.
He's like really like perfect. I think he's a great major antagonist, and he works well with Mr. Goodman because they both have that same like pure-hearted goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's that idea of like Mr. Goodman. I can imagine like actually pairing up with this dude because it's like a similar thing. I can imagine like vibing with his message.
Copying their little triangle feet just so that it's on the fucking thing. I don't care about his feet.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? He has like those little low like fucking kung fu shoes that you see all the time.
I'm also gonna put a couple of wrappings around the coffin.
I was picturing like, yeah, I like that. I'm glad you added wrappings to the fucking Louis
Like
pants.
a couple around the leg.
I was
Yeah.
picturing like one or two around the leg.
The belts of conquered masters is like so fucking cool to me.
It's crazy. That was a crazy idea.
Oh, he needs this fucking arm though. I feel like he's got like a bit of bulk to it, because he's still like a strong guy. He's not like a fucking Hulk. He's not like a powerhouse, but he needs to have like a bit of arm strength going on here.
Oh, can we please power scale these guys at the end using proper power scale metrics?
I think the Millennium Fist is a really good name for his like title.
Yeah, that's like title. I don't know about like name for character though. He has Millennium Fist technique, obviously, but
I did look up 1K as a title. It seems to not mean anything, but 1K with a WONG is the worst rated Chinese restaurant in London, apparently.
oh, awesome! That's really
It's
that's really
such
cool.
that once described as the rudest restaurant in London.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
One of
fine.
the largest Chinese restaurants in the UK with seating for around 500 diners.
I'm sure British people go there and like get mad that they're not treated like kings or whatever. Fucking horseshit. I don't trust them when they say that they're
1K was once known for the rudeness of its staff who would shout, "Sit down with them," or go upstairs to arriving patrons, insult customers who ask for a knife or fork, or chase those who failed to leave a sufficient tip.
That's
This
awesome.
aspect was seen as an enjoyable feature rather than a criticism of the restaurant.
I think that's
That's
all fine.
cool. I think we should name him 1K.
I think I'm down for it. I think I'm open. Because it also
1K.
seems to mostly just be a name.
Are we doing WON
WONG.
Yeah.
hyphen?
Cantonese phrase that translates to prosperous restaurant.
Well, in a
Feasting on these
way,
fists.
yeah, he's kind of is like a restaurant, and like the food is the souls that he
He'll
has.
serve you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
probably-
a restaurant the way he
his
serves you.
Synth, I really
Once
like your.
again-
I really like your iteration of this guy down here. He's kind of awesome.
Let me finish his fist real quick.
Cooking. Oh yeah, the
Yes.
restaurant name counters century.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Huge.
They can even have like a similar like route between the two of them. Like maybe this dude was a former chef at his monastery.
Maybe. I don't think it's that important that their shit's tied together at all, but they are.
Oh man,
Yeah, but
he's
that's more
covered in
tied
like
to the
burgers
name.
and fries and onions and food and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got
yeah,
like
yeah.
forks and
He
shit.
has like ketchup attack. He has mustard and shit like that.
Got mustard moves.
I'm also going to
His sarcophagus
slightly
could be like full
modify
of
a couple of
pickles.
things here.
If
He's just like a Weird Al
if he
song.
takes his hat off, there's like spaghetti and stuff under there. The belts are actually onion rings, yeah. He like smells really good. He smells really yummy. And shit like that, you know.
Even slightly a bit more of a collar.
I feel like we're kind of already getting near done with him, though. I'm like, you can add
I
some
think we're
colors.
really good.
I think it's kind of just like throw some little color on there,
Yeah.
but I think the design is.
I'm gonna give
His
him
design is just at the point where it's about to get overcomplicated, but it isn't
Yeah.
there yet.
no, it's perfect. It's just like the detailing goes in a long way.
Yeah.
Dude, we're fucking onto something here. What's this like root color for everything else? I feel like that grayish black for the coffin, like it's old rotted wood, which can probably
I have
live
no
in the
color
same
ideas.
world. We need like a dried skin tone for him. That's part number 1.
Yeah, Qweave?
Hmm? What?
Just doing this?
Doing something important. Tyler says this guy needs a Revoltech right now. Kinda true.
A Revoltech.
Amazing Yamaguchi, if you want to hit us up, you know. Got some ideas.
Ah! Ah! Okay.
Why was he there?
What the hell was that? Where'd that come from? What the hell?
I accidentally hit paste.
Why'd you have him
Why
copied?
is that your most recent copy?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
It scared the shit out of me.
It scared you?
Oh my head.
Since it was completely unexpected to see him so.
He
large.
was huge. He like filled the whole screen.
Blast!
Bandy,
blast.
move! Oh, can we make Bandy next?
If we find a power that's good for him, sure.
We could make like a YouTuber. We
Like
could make a Nintendo
Nintendo,
YouTuber.
like maybe we'll get a power like Nintendo or something like that, like Switch Joy-Con mastery.
I like to imagine this guy also has like a really good lineup of goons.
I feel like it's hard because his goons are kind of in him.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know if he has goons at all, actually. I think this guy's a solo roller, which is maybe
He's a
part
solo
of why,
roller.
like, he could probably, if... I do think it's not unreasonable to, you know, we'll see how it plays out, but I do think it's not unreasonable to make this be the guy that brings all our other guys together.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'd have goons of his own. I think that he is the kind of guy who would probably, like, whatever he's handling, he handles it solo.
I think I agree. I think you're speaking truth.
This is the kind of guy that's like, you know, he wouldn't want to have any fucking martial arts students or anything, and he probably, when he's carrying around his dead
Yeah.
master or whatever, he's like, my master was a fool for having taught all these fucking kids and shit. Look where it led him. Yeah, happy Shaolin January. Are we done with
Happy
one Kai?
Shaolin January. We're done with
Dude,
one
we
K.
kind of went
One
crazy
Kai.
on him.
We did. We went
Oh my
like
God.
wild.
It's crazy how much all that like coloring and shit did.
Now we get to do the actual really important thing.
Uh huh.
Let's roll some new powers.
The next one. Already
Time for
imagine cool
number
fight
3.
scenes. He's, I think, the easiest one to imagine a cool fight scene with, especially
Yeah.
with a hero parallel that's a guy who throws eggs.
Yeah.
Because like the projectile shenanigans you can get into with that.
All right. Ready for our first power?
Yes.
Imagine
Power.
throwing an egg at his head and he catches it with a spectral fist and crushes it.
Power number 1.
Hit me.
Lava breathing, like Groudon.
That's...
What?
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What? Oh, this is useless without lava immunity. That might be a problem.
Yeah.
No, not inherently. So the reason why I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" is because we keep ending up with fucking parallels. We have a water guy. We have an ancient water guy.
Yeah, but
And the first thing we get is water breathing. Lava breathing.
I'm not necessarily sold on lava breathing. We'll see what.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's crazy that that's the first thing that we get.
This is an archetype. This doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is not a power. This is a thing. Virtual particle manipulation.
What?
VR.
The user. What?
You can modify television, I guess. I don't know.
But the term is loose and vaguely defined in that it refers to the view that the world is made up of real particles. It is not. Rather, real particles are better understood to be excitations of the underlying quantum fields. Virtual particles are also excitations of the underlying field, but are temporary.
What?
What?
Okay, fuck this one. This one sucks. What's
Virtual particle is a theoretical transient particle that exhibits some of the characteristics of an ordinary particle. Yeah, fuck this. Inspiration inducement.
Yay!
next? Inspiration inducement.
This is kind of stepping on Mr. Goodman's toes a little bit. Enabler, yeah, professional enabler. With a Walt Disney quote, I firmly believe in the efficacy of religion and its powerful influence on a person's whole life. It helps immeasurably to meet the storms and stress of life and keep you attuned to the divine inspiration. Without inspiration, we would perish. So not only
Okay.
a Walt Disney quote about
So-
God.
Here's a few things I want to say. One, I think that they have to be religious. Number two, we did roll archetype team wizard, and I think that's like a mild thing to lean into.
But we have our third thing. That was our second thing.
Yeah. And I think otherwise, I think mixing that with lava
doesn't
breathing,
count.
I think we can make something very cool.
Okay, this is stupid.
What?
The state of embodying absolutely anything and everything.
Yeah, that one's gone.
This one,
Well,
this
in-
one does not count. This is
In the
too
sense
much.
of being religious.
I mean,
This
we
is
could just
called-
have God be a villain.
Yeah, this is just God, man. Also called truly incomprehensible. Omni embodiment, everything embodiment. The all embodiment, aspect of omnipotence. Applications, omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscience, all powers, all states of being, all derivations, all embodiments. This one, I'm re-rolling this. This one's fucked. This is nothing.
This one's nothing. This one's
This
nothing.
is nothing. Oh, great. Day embodiment. The ability to become the embodiment of day.
Qweave, I think we just
Yay.
gotta go with lava breathing as a
That's
basis.
so boring. Lava
What do you
breathing,
mean? What are you talking about?
Lava breathing.
How far
Oh.
can we take lava breathing?
We can easily take lava breathing somewhere. Especially with all the other shit that we rolled.
I don't know. Yeah, this is the least. It's ironically, this is the least inspired I've felt by it.
Qweave,
One of
you're
these rolls in a
crazy.
minute. Oh, look how cool this.
Also,
guy
I'm
is,
merging
though.
these layers.
What are we thinking? Are we going?
Hold on.
with-
Let me...
Just because you get breathing lava doesn't make you immune to lava. You're
I think
still
we just-
dead.
I think we just have to assume if we do
Yeah,
it that
no,
they
obviously
also
it's
have
immune to
lava.
lava.
immunity.
Obviously, are you fucking
I think
kidding
we
me?
just have to throw that one in.
I feel like we do need to have a big guy. That's a problem that we do have. So I do think this guy being our big guy is pretty good.
I think having a big guy. I think there are two things we're missing, and it is we don't have a big guy. I do want a guy that's a little bit like beastie, but I don't think it has to be this guy necessarily, strictly speaking. I was trying to think of a mask, and my problem is that the mask that entered my head immediately was just Bane from Dark Knight Returns mask, and that's it.
So this is disgusting, but like actually so true.
Pwah! Pwah!
What?
Pwah!
that's my idea.
What if it was a big woman? There aren't big woman characters in comics.
Yeah, that doesn't
They
happen.
literally don't exist. We were having a discussion, this was off stream, we're all Marvel Rivals heads a little bit, and we were talking about any tanks that could be in that game that are women in the world of Marvel, and the answer is there like none. There are like none. They
Like,
don't exist.
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk is there, and She-Hulk isn't even that big. She's like pretty reasonably sized overall.
Can I point some that? Here's a comment in chat that somebody mentioned. Someone says, "Oh God, big lava nun." I think that's actually a really good base to pull from.
Big lava nun?
Which I think is kind of what Noel is sort of drawing here. I think that's a really good like starting inspo. Actually,
That's the confessional booth in the back.
You confess and then get sprayed with lava, and it makes you inspired.
Because you see the
This is
classic
a
like
really
nun
weird
habit.
theme.
It kind of looks like a volcano.
I guess you
Like
know
the nun
what?
hat. Nun hat does kind of look like a
I
volcano.
will
What are you talking
say,
about,
I
Sid?
will say the nun religious theme with the lava theme does kind of serve Inquisition a little bit.
Yeah.
Her name's not going to be Volcanon, but I do.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
do kind of.
not
I
a
kind of
chance.
get
That's like
the
a
idea.
that's like a Fakeamon name.
Yeah, what the fuck else do you think they're gonna do? Do you think they're gonna call Pokemon like Golden Go or some shit next? Come on, grow up. Oh, Lechonk? Come on, get with the program.
I like the idea of like she is a mouthpiece for whatever god that she worships, and that mouthpiece is explicitly just like spewing fire. It's like Cyclops Punch Dimension, except it's just like open to. It's like slowly pouring magma by default. I'm imagining it kind of like having like a veil vibe to it. Especially if we're going with like something along the lines of like a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some eyes. There's a nose. Maybe like a little bit of smoke coming out from there. Oh, Noel, you're onto something big. You're onto something so big. That's so huge.
I'm cooking.
Adding like an armor to it. Because then you get to do like the helm portion.
Could be like a radiant crown kind of thing going on with the little armor.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want like prayer candles on them somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
prayer
so-
candles,
so-
and like they're covered in like wax and stuff in some location. Is in
I'm
my
gonna
head
start-
pretty distinctly.
I'm going to start without the spikes just because I want to keep a nice clean silhouette, but this like everything here is literally perfect. I love the idea of like, oh, you have the metal portion, and then you have like the habit portion, and then overflowing through like the metal part of this veil is that's where like the
Yeah.
magma comes from, and it makes like the front of it.
Candles woman is hype. Yeah, I'm thinking of like pauldrons or something
And this
like
hangs
that.
out over this fabric portion hangs out over her shoulders.
I'm drawing enormous. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's fine. The point
It
is getting
doesn't matter.
across.
You're drawing it. You're drawing in the upper zone that we don't touch normally.
Okay.
I think that what's it called? So she's gonna have like the veil portion, quote unquote, that we have, right? Like it's going to be like this flow of magma.
Yeah.
I think her top outfit should be like an obsidian type, just like black. That's where it has like cooled into an actual thing. So that way she has her like hat, She has her veil, and then this portion over her outfit is just like black rock. And that you can put your little candles on.
As long as literally all I want with any of these designs is to have one idea that makes it into the design per character, and that's all. That's my only goal.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can shoot for. So if
The
I can
candles
get,
are so
if I
fucking
can get
cool,
my
though.
candle idea on there.
This kind of silhouette for this entire like top piece is crazy.
I've been thinking a lot about candles recently because I was writing something that takes place in like a hallway that has a bunch of like wall mounted candles that have been going for so long that the area surrounding a rug is just like giant mounds of wax and stuff. So I've been thinking of candles as a cool environmental thing.
Candles are sick.
Not
So
believing
we need
in
to-
evolution is
Oh,
really
this is
funny.
huge.
I'm gonna like rough out like in the bottom left what I'm feeling. I think we've got something very close.
Oh wow, I have great news. The first fan art for this character is already rolled in. He's looking really good here. This is something really special, I think, and I'm hoping that we get a lot more where this came from. I feel like Mother Magma is too it's too on the nose.
It's too like early DC space type dealy.
They had Mother Magma be hanging out with Asbestos Man and shit, you know?
Who's the fucking what's it called? Who's the mother on Darkseid's planet? What's her name?
A mother on Darkseid's planet.
On Darkseid's planet, there's like one single human old lady who's like his most trusted advisor.
Chat's low-key creative. Mother Magma, Molten Mother, Sister Magma, Mother Igneous.
Mother Igneous is almost something.
I hate Magmaline.
Magmaline is the worst one. I'm sorry.
Granny Goodness.
Yeah, no, Granny Goodness. Look up Granny Goodness. That's who it is. Look up Granny Goodness DC.
I thought Knack was recommending that as a name.
So did I. Oh, this character stinks.
No, she's awesome.
Crazy.
Oh my
Granny
god.
Goodness is Darkseid's friend, and she's just an old lady who lives in space.
This is really funny.
She's so fucking cool. I love her.
I'm trying to think. This is a hard character to get a name for because I feel like inherently because of the character, you can't really give her like an epic supervillain name or anything, which is why I think something like Mother Magma isn't good because I feel like this isn't a character who would ever call herself that.
Yeah. I'd like to imagine that the magma, this is unrelated to name, that's like pouring out of her, is like relatively slow moving. Like it's not like whoosh,
Yeah.
unless she's choosing it to be, but just on a general state, like this is pouring out.
I don't think that her name would be Magmatron.
Magmatron,
Magmatron.
Scarlet Priestess, Canoness. I think we color and we come to this part. I feel like this one is going to be easy, fortunately.
I think the design is
coloring.
just like there already. This looks really
This
good.
is a badass fucking
This
design.
one came
yeah.
together really naturally again, man. It was as
Like
simple
the second
as
we
like,
had, it's like,
yeah,
oh, what if we make her a volcano?
She's kind of a volcano.
Who was who
she's got
started
some-
drawing a nun? Was that Noel?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Was
think
Noel
so.
in the
That's
chat
someone's
comment?
request in chat, yeah.
Whoever you are, chatter, you led us down a good path. Noel, can we get a nice gradient on this magma that's slowing down
Oh,
the black?
hell yeah. I think her name should be Lava Woman.
I think she could be called Magma Mommy.
Mommy magma.
Mommy Magma. And
Does she have skin?
She loves me.
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna like fade it out. Like I'm gonna do the classic like dark fingertips.
Yeah, I think that her skin is unimportant overall.
it lead to like a more normal skin tone.
I don't think bones. I think that
No, definitely not bones.
this
Definitely
is a
not
human
bones.
being ultimately.
And the fact that she is like alive is again like an aspect of that.
Swiftly Grizz in chat says it'd be funny if she's like a big source of funding for the villain squad because her order has ready access to precious minerals. That's actually a very funny idea.
I think that's absolutely true.
I kind of like that a lot.
I'm kind of getting Shadow Leader vibes from her. Like the Shaolin Master is the leader of the team, but she's like quiet, like backseat leader.
I think they all have like mildly similar goals in different ways.
Every single one of them is seeking to perfect the world in some way. And that's
Yeah.
kind of it.
And none of them step on each other's toes in any way.
Because ultimately,
Overlapping.
their goals can overlap really easily.
No, extremely easily.
As long as 1K gets his fucking souls, and as long as Mr. Goodman thinks people are thriving and happy, which he kind of thinks regardless of anything, and as long as Abyss is killing people, I guess, with fire, everything kind of works out fine.
It's to prepare the world for the inevitable arrival of their god.
Yeah, so it all works out
like.
really.
So it's like this is going to work out.
Yeah, they have very easily overlappable goals. Are you feeling done with her?
I think she's awesome. I think she's really good.
Yeah, I think we're kind of good.
She's fucking awesome.
I think this one's fucking sick. Heartbreaking, the world's most healthy and collaborative team is evil. I really like the idea of there being, like, almost no inter-villain strife, ultimately.
No, like they all technically have the same goal, and they're like, "Hey, we're three people that are the candles staying white." I think so. Yeah,
I think the candles being white
maybe
is
like
good.
a faded yellow, but I think it's good.
I think if
because
they
all
were-
that wax is melting into like the rock.
Yeah, I think if they were, like, red or something like that, they blend in too much with everything else she has, and then, like, they can't be black, obviously, because then
Yeah.
they would just kind of blend in with her armor and look like little stalagmites or whatever. I think that white is the best choice for them. I think she's done. I think this is sick as fuck.
I think she is sick as fuck.
Me
I'm
and-
looking
I'm
at
going to one more
1K.
detail I'm going to add. I want to make the chain on her, what's it called, on her sensor
Okay.
a bit longer.
Are you not changing the place that her cool sigil is? Or are you fine with the chest?
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like.
I see.
And I think that'll look pretty good.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna lower it
huge.
down to 2, and I'm just gonna outline that like quietly.
Intelligent. Oh shit! Huge
What?
news for my Eagles fans out there. AJ Brown said something really intelligent today.
What do you say?
Most cheese don't be real. So for all the cheese lovers out there, try to burn the cheese. And if it don't burn, don't eat it.
Mmm.
Huh?
I see
Sage advice.
YouTube shorts about that very often, actually.
AJ Brown probably watching YouTube shorts on his phone.
That's like the classic, like, if you stir honey with a spoon, you should see the hexagons in it. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's
Really?
not actually how it works really at all.
Jesus, go with a little char. Yeah, like, no harm can come from that.
Alright, are we ready for our next rolls?
Yeah,
Let me
think
export
so.
this.
our final one.
Our final
His name
one,
is
yeah.
Abbas, right?
Abyss. I think Abyss is actually an awesome name for this character. I think that's sick as fuck. Alright. Are you ready for our last three?
Yep.
Let's
get
do
this.
it.
Let's get this powers.
Let's
Number
get this
one is
powers.
isopod physiology.
Jesus Christ.
It sure isn't.
Actually,
Okay.
It's happening again. Alright. Number
Not the
two.
worst.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna re-roll that one.
uh-huh.
This doesn't count. This
Yeah,
is
melee,
stupid.
get rid of melee
I'm
mode.
re-roll. This is fucking stupid. External organ. The power to use outside objects or locations disconnected from one's body as an organ.
Oh, so like a lit. It's being a lit.
A what?
A lit.
Oh, lich, yeah. You have your little shit. Yeah, you could use disconnected objects or locations outside your body, I guess, as an organ. The organ's completely disconnected with them in any physical manner. The user uses this external organ to either survive if they lack any, or this is this is poorly written. The user uses this external organ to either survive if they lack any or possess damaged internal organs, or they give themselves extra insurance in case their internal organs fail.
Weird.
All right.
Okay.
So far,
Last
not
one.
really any powers. They have a gun. Being good with a gun. Rifle
That's actually
proficiency.
huge.
Whoa.
Alright.
The second that this one's actually so big, making a gun character is actually so fucking huge here.
We
I
haven't
feel
gotten
like
to make a gun
isopod,
character
gun, and
ever.
external organs is actually like a neat combo.
Is this just combine all three of them again?
There's a world where we could, I think.
I mean, we can. What do we think? What do we think here? I do think a gun character would be awesome because we have not had one yet somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like guns come up a lot, and this is the first opportunity we've had to give someone a gun. And I feel like giving someone a gun is awesome.
I think that this guy should be our, like, not reluctant, but, like, in it for the money type guy.
This is our mercenary.
There's our mercenary.
They want those precious ores and shit from Abyss.
Yeah, yeah. And,
An
like, I
external
feel like...
organ and isopod physiology can be considered if we want them in some
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
We can allow these to exist if we want to. Because it's all about choosing one. This is the driver, and then everything else can be there. to
Yeah,
a
everything can be there.
degree. Alright.
I'm thinking about external organs, because I feel like tying that in with a gun guy is, like, actually neat.
I was immediately imagining someone like life or death fight. You could fucking, I don't know. I think you can make a bullet one of your organs if you really need to.
I was thinking about that, but I couldn't think about how I could, like, work that. I'm looking up isopods
Like our guy
right now.
misses a shot, and it's like, wow, this dude sucks, but it is on purpose because it's like his little escape plan is this little bullet actually does contain
Yeah.
it's like my little bonus life in a way that I've shot away somewhere to safety. Just make the gun an organ. I don't really know what the benefit of having a gun be your organ would be. That seems like it would maybe be a problem.
Okay, what if the gun is the guy?
Like it's an isopod gun.
His organs are in the gun.
That just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, it
Wait,
seems like it'd
no,
be
so
a
here's
lot
the thought,
easier
here's the
to break
thought.
The gun then. Okay.
No, listen.
Sure.
Listen. So
I'm listening.
people don't know that the gun is the organs. The organ the gun can be like an isopod type, like space beast, right? I'm imagining like a isopod type, like alien parasite. That is like the character, quote unquote. Whatever mercenary is using the cool isopod gun is like basically unrelated to it. Like the Hive Hand in Half-Life. I don't know what the fuck that is.
A hive hand is
No,
a
not
gun.
like the
Yeah.
Hive Hand Life at all.
Yeah, the hive hand in Half-Life is not really in control in any way. It's kind of a thing
Yeah.
you pick up
Like,
and you
it's
shoot
like
people
a-
with.
It's like Anubis, JoJo.
I guess kinda. That's
Yeah,
more like it.
that's not a
That's more
bad
like it, except
comparison.
it's a gun.
Yeah.
And I think developing a cool isopod-inspired gun should be very easy. And then making the guy who has it is just like his whole, like... Maybe it's like the whole thing is because it's like a parasite, it's not like you're gonna kill him by shooting him because it's the gun.
Yeah.
Like the gun. Does the gun just like a symbiotic relationship with
Yeah,
you?
symbiotic
Like you're-
relationship gun.
You're using it, and it kind of like, in some way takes over your life force, and you puppet
Yeah.
around with it, more or less.
Yeah, basically. Like,
You're
I'm sure
just
he's, like,
kind of-
conscious. Maybe it's like he perceives himself as conscious, but he's mostly being driven by his isopod-based gun.
I'm imagining this guy gets like fucking blown the fuck up
Yeah.
in something, and he can survive only as long as he's holding his gun. So he just kind of has to hold the gun around all the time.
That's actually true.
His life
How powerful
force
is the gun?
is tied in
Because
with
the
his
gun is an
symbiotic
isopod.
gun.
It's got like an exoskeleton on it.
It's like, I'm imagining it's just like weird, fucked up, strong alien weaponry kind of gun.
Yeah, I'm looking at an isopod right now. This is easy.
Isopod
I'm gonna draw the
translates
bottom
pretty
of it.
well to a gun.
No, it translates really well to a gun. And it could be like a whole like upper arm thing.
Dude, I love an isopod.
Like Noel's got the idea right now.
I have a really funny idea for this character, but all my ideas are like exclusively about how the character would be written, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's fine. Hit me. That's good inspo.
I'm thinking a lot about the character holding the gun changing like every 3 issues. Like it's very inconsistent.
I think that's awesome.
Fun as fuck.
Like character is like, I'm kind of imagining every character that ends up with the isopod gun kind of like treats themselves like they're a badass Deadpool type immortal character with a healing factor, but they are actually accruing a lot of damage the entire time, and ultimately like they put the gun down or the gun kind of gives up on their host and just like slithers away and the guy just kind of drops dead, and there's a new guy the next episode.
I think that's a really
isopod character that gets sick of its guys. It's really fun.
I'm just thinking about it getting sick of people a lot. Like, all right, like this dude's kind of spent.
like for a long period he gets like a bestie.
'Cause I
and it's like,
imagine
oh,
the
I'm really
kind
bonding with this guy, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh, sorry, dude, you got your arm shot off. I can't help with that.
Yeah, like the guy's still, if a dude gets his leg shot off, his leg is still shot off. He might not die, but he doesn't have a leg, so what good is he? There's that, or just like the general concept that the gun kind of drains a person gradually as they are bonded.
I imagine that just being bonded with this cool gun does also inherently give you like some level of not like super strength, but you know, like it advances you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm imagining it as like vaguely parasitic, Makro.
Yeah.
I think it's cool for it to be kind of parasitic, but I think running gag in a comic where it is like almost always a new guy, to the point that the character holding it very clearly is like if you are holding isopod gun, you're redshirting yourself immediately.
Yeah, I
You're
think that's a good way
like
to
you're
put it.
kind of signing your death warrant the second you pick the thing up.
I'm imagining also Noel, his like little, what's it called? His little antennae, that's what's forming like the scope, like the iron sights of the gun.
Oh shit, that's huge.
So that's like what your vision through him is going to be. Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Toxic Yowie gun.
I guess.
It's a really funny way to put it. I don't think I'd say that, but I think that's very funny. Would the mercenary have a helmet? I don't actually know.
We can design him next.
Yeah. I'm just watching the gun. I have no fucking ideas for a gun.
I think that he should have like what's it called? Obviously, because it's spaceship, it doesn't need to be like literal, but I think he should have almost like a revolver-like type. What's it called? Like physiology to him on the side. Yeah, because then you could have this going down, and like one part it kicks up, and like a hammer in him. Like if I were to collab, I'd put like a gill down here, Noel. A gill looking thing.
Yeah, get in here. Feel free.
I really like feeling this one out. So here's this.
Of the 4 characters you designed, this is probably the one I could most see a comic run about where they're the main character, the gun. Oh man, the origin story for this character issue would actually be crazy. It's like their life story told over the course of 100 years on their home planet that ultimately ends with them ending up on Earth in some way.
So Qweave, the first episode is about the guy. The first issue is like about the guy, and he gets exploded at the end.
Okay, issue 2 is about
Issue
the gun's
2 is about
backstory,
yeah.
where it's all of the like back on. It's like a several planet fucking spanning journey that is entirely about like a ton of different guys that they've been with over the years. Dude, I would
think
love
he
to
should
write something about Isopod Gun. This dude's
He
awesome.
should have like a bit of like a physical barrel. I think. Oh, the pincers are huge.
I like the pincers a lot.
Hell yeah.
I'm imagining like a mosquito type like proboscis to just be like a barrel here, just so it's like he has to be like actually rifle-y, and that's the hard part.
Oh yeah, I forgot it specifically is a rifle physiology, not rifle physiology, but rifle mastery. So
I'm thinking about like Halo guns. What's the main Covenant gun in Halo?
just the plasma rifle.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm thinking of.
There's the plasma rifle. There's the needler.
I'm thinking of the plasma rifle, just like the general silhouette of that. At least like the top half sort of loops into what I'm thinking of here. Where this like back of him will lean into over like the shoulder. And then this part can latch on proper. Oh yeah, using like a more of like a split middle sort of portion for like the barrel itself, rather than a circle, actually goes a long way. Because it's like if the exit sort of space is like that, then you can have eyes over here.
Yeah, I imagine the projectile that gun shoots probably being I don't know. There's like I think like a plasma type just like energy projectile is easy. There's also could be like little
something I did really like on some of your earlier ones, Noel, is the little sort of like Kabuto shadow over eye type deal.
I like I like it having eyes a lot. I think that's fun.
I think that this is like definitely my favorite vibe for him so far. But I would imagine less than this like wrist sort of portion. Like this like basically is the length of an arm. Like all the way like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs the proboscis because it's losing a bit of the isopod. Right?
That's true. Yeah. I was just
I was
just trying to do a rifle thing.
I do like the one you're working on. I think this one is cool.
I think it's badass.
What if a baby picks up the gun and the baby's fucked, I guess? I don't know.
I don't think that it would allow a baby to pick it up.
Yeah,
it's like one thing where
for both
they do defeat him, like his host for a while, and it's just like a run of him being on like completely inadequate hosts.
One issue where it's just like shitty convenience store robbery guy.
Yeah.
Shitty convenience store robbery guy that gets transferred over to convenience store owner that gets transferred over to vaguely interested buyer that thinks it seems kind of cool that gets transferred over to like his irresponsible kid because he doesn't lock any of his shit up.
Yeah.
Just one really long issue where he changes hands every like fucking page basically.
And the interesting thing with this character is most people probably anybody does not perceive it as like the weapon. They're just like, oh, there's this cool space weapon that does like a million things. And it keeps going around, people cause tons of damage with it. No one like thinks of it as being like a conscious being.
Dirt ass, so do you die when the gun leaves you? No. In my mind, you die if you like just get your fucking shit super rocked while having the gun and then the gun leaves you. Like, you would have to have taken the amount of damage that would probably kill you anyways to die. But it just so happens that the vast majority of people who would be interested in the world of weird alien gun probably are going to do things that could put them in situations like that.
And I feel like also it does inherently affect your mind. Like, you are symbioted with it.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah, you're probably mentally communicating with the gun after a little bit.
I feel like the gun is low-key driving.
Yeah.
I think we're good to move on to the design. Noel, I'm going to ask you to move your cool sawtooth guy over here so we can start drawing directly on our template.
All right, hold on. Let me make room.
I think the guy, I think we lean into like classic general like comic book action guy.
This is my idea for his face.
Okay. I just tapped in. I don't know about this one, Qweave. I'll start on his like body though.
Okay, that's cool. Like, I do really like the idea of just a badass space mercenary kind of character who is completely and utterly disposable in every way.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
It's like integral, I would say. Let's get some pouches.
I like the implication that the gun needs a lot of money.
Why does the gun want money?
The gun wants to live comfortably.
The gun has like an apartment in fucking Manhattan.
It's like a fucking penthouse.
I'm picturing like the gun like has like a I'm imagining like guy gets like the gun, right?
Yeah.
And they're like on the way home after a busy day or whatever, doing stuff with their gun. But instead of following their natural path to where their home is, they mysteriously end up like going into this like penthouse apartment near Central Park or something. And they like kind of don't really understand what they're doing, but it feels like what home is to them.
Yeah.
And then they end up like
It's like
unlocking
every
the
host
door,
ends
and
up
it's
here.
just like this fucking top floor, super swanky ass place with like fucking art and shit everywhere. There's like a Picasso on the wall,
And he loves it.
and he's like, "Oh shit, I guess I live here now." There's a full bluefin tuna in the fridge to munch on. Yeah, like it's just like I'm imagining the gun living like
No,
a
I agree.
comically Lux lifestyle.
I think that's like actually awesome is the thing.
Welcome to my crib. He's just walking around.
Yeah.
This guy has 2 knives, I just realized. He has combat boots with a knife in the boot and also
Does the gun
knife
have
in
a
his
little
hand.
dog?
No, that's his Jeff Kooning's balloon dog sculpture that he has.
Okay. Ceiling to floor glass. It's like beautiful.
Everyone who has the
beautiful
gun
view.
kind of ends up like a little bit of an asshole just because it's like inherently that's like the gun's lifestyle.
You can get rid of his head if you want, by the way. You can give him a real head.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I want you to move it and just put it over here. I'm gonna reference it and basically do it exactly.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
awesome.
hell yeah.
Let me... Oh, God.
You can get rid of his head if you want.
Okay, there it
So
is.
no head. I love the apartment. I think that's huge. I also love that this is another like mid-level villain.
Mid-level.
Yeah, it's not like he's like a world ender guy. It's even though he's an
Yeah.
alien space gun from space that can like possess people and shit.
There's his head.
He's not here to specifically be like I'm gonna take over the world or whatever.
Shrimp to baby communication.
The
He could
literal...
be hired by the better guy.
The
Yeah,
closest
exactly.
thing that we have to a world ender villain is probably Abyss, but also
Yeah.
it's not like she's gonna do that on her own or anything.
I feel like she's not even like I'm here to like destroy the planet or whatever. The idea is like, oh, our god exists and is going to inevitably come, and we wish to make the world like to his expectations.
Yeah. I just find I kind of find a world-ending villain pretty uninteresting
Yeah,
most of the time.
I agree.
I like that the model has Spider-Man's eyes.
My favorite part of this is easydrawingart.com to the left.
Yeah, I've been looking at easydrawingart.com a lot.
Hold on, I'm gonna do something. Badass baby hair.
Dude, his baby hair. Wait, hold on. Can you delete that? I have a great idea for his baby hair. Check this out. You've never fucking seen this before. Look. Hold on. That's his infinity symbol baby hair. Which does just make him look like a Pikmin.
It looks like a sprout.
It looks like a Pikmin.
He's got a sprout emoji in his Twitter display name.
I like the take of his baby hair just being like, he has hair. That's kind of messy.
He's like one tiny little hair. Maybe possesses you, grow an antenna. I don't think so. No, you want to color the gun, and I'll color the guy.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
This is what Pikmin looked like to Olimar. Olimar's the gun, man.
Olimar's the gun is a very, very funny thing to say.
I literally don't know what we call this. Is it just the gun? I kind of just like that
I
it's
think
the
it
gun.
has to be the gun. I
Yeah.
think it has to be the
Fuck with
gun
the
because
gun.
I
people
think
don't know
that-
his name.
I think whatever its name is probably not something that translates to English or any human language.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. And also, I think the guy that is holding him does not matter in any
Even
way.
more so than the gun, yeah.
This dude's name is just like John Doe, you know?
We kind of shit out nothing but fucking bangers today, dude.
I literally think
good at
all of
this.
these are absolutely perfect.
Every single one of these could, like, work. Which is what happened last time, but, like, we've got some fucking good ones here.
I feel like last time we had more hiccups than we had this time. I think this time it's been like there's almost an immediate
It's like through and
idea
through.
every time.
That's the difference when synth is here and not in a meeting.
Sim, thank you for not being in a meeting.
Oh, I was.
Were you in a meeting?
I was responding to a bunch of work texts at the start of this.
Oh my god.
So, you know, the streak continues. But
I was talking
That's so
to somebody completely unrelated because I feel like if I ever want to talk about like the hell of like existing in email job world, talking about what you do is a really great way to explain like how it sucks sometimes. So I feel like you're in a meeting 8 hours a day,
yeah, it fucking sucks.
and then when you're not in a meeting, you're responding to work messages for the other 8 hours of the day.
It's really obnoxious. Especially when people have no idea how to ask what they want, which is the main reason that AI is never going to take off. By the way.
Everyone,
If nobody knows how to tell the AI what to do, which they don't, because I talk to people who would use it 8 hours a day and they don't know what they're talking about, then it won't do anything.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to add one thing to this guy.
What do you think?
Wait, Synth, you know how to use AI? Like you're an AI expert?
No. I'm just saying most people don't know how to put into words what they want.
It's true.
But you do.
I was reading some fucking post. What was it? It was, I saw that post about CandyStan.com. Candystand, which was my favorite Flash game website as a kid. And in the relateds of the post, was somebody talking about a lost browser game for, I think it was Keebler Fudge Stripes. And it was like, oh yeah, we made this game. They commissioned us to make a game about, a game where you do something related to Keebler. So we did a game where you're like surfboarding down a big wave of chocolate. And it never saw the light of day. Because even though, despite like being approved and being specifically requested for, at some point a Keebler executive saw it and said, this can't happen because the fudge does not touch the ground. Which is an insane, like, completely nonsense thing. And I feel like anyone should kind of understand that that's what most, like, executive leadership of anything does.
Yeah, they all have some weird occult ritual that has a bunch of random things that they're convinced will ruin their business if they happen.
Yeah.
But I hope it's okay that I gave him Mario's tribal tattoo.
I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
This is the exact kind of character that you should be doing that with.
Like, I really like the idea of, like, Rob Liefeld fucking extreme 90s
I
characters
am
being the
just
host
trying to
most of the
draw a
time.
Rob Liefeld guy. Like, very,
Big shoulder
very,
pad,
very
big,
explicitly.
can you make his shoulder pad bigger? This isn't big enough.
I'm basically just drawing Cable. I'm drawing Green Cable.
Greenel. Oh, is he missing any, like, Rob Liefeld type details?
I might make his pal a bit more obnoxious, but we'll see.
The anatomy's too good for this to be a Rob Liefeld
No,
guy.
it's not.
We could delete his feet if you want. The gun has a cuteness to it. I really like that
I
comment.
think the gun being
Kawaii.
cute is actually kind of really important to him.
Look, it looks a little sad. I like him.
Him
I like how
having little,
wet it is.
Yeah.
his little invisible eyes are actually so fucking cool. Because, like, just imagining, like, a word bubble with this thing next to it is so big in my head. Where it's like, he can't really express more than that. It's like it's very, like, Black Mage-y.
Yeah.
Him having fucking 2 knives is really funny. Dude. I'm, not to toot our own horn here, but I think we really outdone ourselves with these 4 evil
Kind of
villains.
high-key, yeah. Just, like, through and through.
Which one, this is my big question. This is an important question.
Yeah.
Which
it
one
may-
of these villains would be most likely to eventually become, like, anti-hero or, like, on and off tweener kind of guy?
Literally the gun. Are you kidding me? It's, like, not even a
There's the
question.
gun.
I think the gun is, like, only a villain in circumstance. Because, again, he's just trying to, like... He literally is like a normal person, almost, in terms of his goals.
The gun kind of just is
He's
stuck
like a
in
normal
this-
criminal.
Like, he is a gun, ultimately. It's kind of hard to do anything other than gun stuff when you're a gun.
Maybe he gets, like, some level of, like, the same emotional response that the user is getting. So when they do some, like, cool shit, he's like, yeah, finally, I did some cool shit. And that's the only symbiotic part of their relationship.
Oh yeah, it keeps him coming back. I do love the idea of the surprise of the gun being the focus of the series.
Like, it's called The Gun, you think it's about, like, the guy who finds it, but it's like...
Dude, I can imagine a fucking badass Rob Liefeld cover of this guy right now with the gun. And it's a lot more focused on this guy with, like, a ton of weird crosshatch shading all over him. And, like, he has 10 million muscles on his body. And the gun's kind of there, too. But, like, it really looks a lot like this guy's name is The Gun. And that his deal is that he's gonna kill a lot of bad people. Or good people, or something in between. It's a little bit morally questionable in Rob Liefeld's world. You never know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, all the promo art leading up to release features the guy.
Release the action figure of this guy.
And it doesn't have the gun.
The
No, it
gun's
has to
like,
have the gun.
the gun's there, but it's like, you know, it really seems like this guy's gonna be something. They're really pushing this guy for a second, and then it's like a big joke the whole time.
I think this is kind of a just phenomenal lineup.
These are all
people
also like
who did it
completely
on the
different
verses.
genres of villain, which I like a lot. Like all of these guys, if they were in a comic book, would be operating in an entirely different like genre.
Yeah.
Like I think
Also-
I think the gun is like he's kind of weird comedy-ish sort of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say designated mascot character already. Just
Yeah.
he's there.
And then
Just, like,
what you call
inherently.
it? Obviously, fucking fuck.
the gun's a funny guy. We've got like Abyss, who's like
Abyss
a really
is,
like dark, evil, world ender type dealy character.
dark evil world ender
Dark
type
fantasy.
character who would be working with like that supernatural kind of shit probably. I used to got one guy
Who's just fucking classic, dude. This
He's
is like a
like-
classic villain.
yeah, he's kind of classic villain who could kind of go alongside almost anybody, but he's pretty classic. And then like Mr. Goodman's very
Mr.
much in that.
Goodman's like
He's in that,
huge, dude.
Mr. Goodman's in that weird, like, new school world of comic writing you see a lot with, like, cooler characters. Like, Mr. Goodman's the kind of guy who would be like opposing like a Moon Knight kind of character or some weird shit like that.
Just a huge fucking lineup.
Huge lineup. These are all fucking sick. I think we slayed. I think we
slayed. I think that
Great.
Another successful Shell in January stream.
We did so much brainstorming for these, except Wong K. Like, we kind of just
we knew him right away.
Went at him. Yeah.
I feel like
he's a mummy.
Boot immediately said, like, I know what I want to do for this guy. And then he just kind of was that the whole time.
The straps, that was crazy.
I love getting to think about these characters. Can we go through all the villains again? I think they're all saved as layers, so I can show you them.
Yeah.
Here's the gun.
Uh-huh.
Here's Abyss, who we all know and love. Who turned out fucking sick as fuck, also. Here's Wong Kai, who is still extremely fucking cool, believe it or not. That has not changed.
Yeah.
And our very first guy, dude, fucking Mr. Goodman, who still is cool. Like,
hell yeah.
The fact that our first guy is still fucking awesome is nuts.
I think he's like kind of the weirdest one that we came up with, but he's also really just cool. Like, he is a very interesting.
Put them all together. I might actually be able to do that. Hold on.
If you can, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, let me.
Having a pre-baked image of all of them together would be really useful, because I think last time they were all it was kind of wonky. I think last time everyone was also weird, random, arbitrary sizes because we kind of abandoned the base after like 2 characters.
Yeah, I think so.
Did we intend to put yellow in every design in some way? No.
Did we end up doing that? That's crazy.
Yeah, because this guy has his yellow, and then
I don't think the gun has any.
Yeah, it says the Swift Leaguer says I think the gun's the only one without a lot of yellow.
They actually look so fucking good as a unit. It's not even funny.
Select your favorite. I literally don't know. I think they all came out super well.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, thinking about this as someone who is more of a writerly person, the gun would be really fun to write. Like, really fun to write. That's like a super flexible.
That's a great
like,
format.
That's like a no-brainer character that like you can do a lot of really fun stuff with, I think.
They do kind of have a palette going on.
And the gun shows up and he's like a fucking guy.
But the fact he's just a guy is like really cool.
It's really funny. Yeah, he's very odd man out in a way that I think works.
Yeah. Okay. All of them are in a layer together. Oops, hold on. Let me
fucking get rid of the background shit. I don't want to see the Spider-Man anymore. Yay! There they all are.
There you go.
Everyone's
Hell
here.
yeah! Post it up. Oh my god.
I have
These
a
guys
huge
came out
fucking
so
lineup.
well. I'll post this full picture in the Discord after stream.
The guy really is the odd one out. Like, he looks born to be removed.
Yeah.
And it's funny because in a strange way, the gun still fits in like fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their gun is
And
like
the
a weird
reason
little
why is
guy.
because he has purple on him.
Yeah, there's a lot of like purple and like just kind of those sorts of tones. The
Purple
only
and
person
gold, yeah.
without them, yeah. So the gun does still kind of work. It is just that the guy holding the gun is like,
Just like a nonsense like guy.
yeah. You would love to
They're
adopt
matching
the gun. You
poses.
might regret adopting the gun. I think might not turn out very well for you. Oh, well, shit. Hey,
All right,
thank you
gang.
all very much for showing up tonight. This was a lot of fun. I love this particular stream
Can you
concept.
put them next to the heroes? Do we have the hero image?
I don't think I have like a good version of it.
You have the one that you showed the start of stream.
I have the one that I showed at the start of stream, which is really compressed. Give me a second, I can grab it.
I'd like to think the gun and the urchin have like respect and understanding for each other, even though they know they gotta clash because they're on opposite teams.
They're from like the same world.
Our picture of heroes
Oh,
is also
shit.
really small.
That's fine. I have a shockingly like almost mirror color palette thing going on too.
There's a lot of color similarities, which is really funny.
Whoa.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take
You want a
this
little reminder of our heroes.
movie over here.
Ooh, our heroes did come out really well.
They come out
still. I do
fantastic.
like our heroes a lot. I think that there is just something about designing a villain, though, that you can have so much weird fun with. Because, like, you just get to kind of do whatever. There are a lot less rules for making a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think
There you
with a little good guy, you always are like, I gotta be a little endearing. I gotta have this or that. And then, with the bad guy, it's like all bets are off. Do fucking whatever. Here's weird evil mummy.
We
Fuck
thought our the Abyss was going to be the parallel to our boy the Urchin, but I think the Gun is the Urchin rival, and Abyss is the
Yeah.
rival to Reaper.
The Reaper.
Yeah,
The growth versus the
Burn your
burning.
plants down.
Yeah,
I think like inherently it's like destruction,
yeah.
life and destruction,
Huge.
happy and sad.
Dude. These guys came out so well. This is crazy. Oh, okay.
Wow, it's fucked up that it's just a parallel team.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. The only ones that aren't like explicit parallels are Century and the Millennium Fist, but like they're functionally like the
totally-
same world, like very explicitly.
Yeah, if you look at them, it's like, oh, these guys are like kind of the same, like similar.
Yeah.
There's through lines.
I like people saying Gurchin is my favorite ship.
Gurchin.
Gurchin.
A gun and urchin ship.
Gurchin is huge. You like how both teams have mascots? There's a seedling and then there's the fucking fireman.
The fire guy.
Flames hot.
Can't forget Flames Hotsman. I do choose to completely believe that the evil fire deity just is that guy. And that's it. I think it's really funny for that to be what it is. Got a fighting game roster on our hands. We have a comic book roster on our hands, man. This shit's fucking
Yeah.
writes itself. I'm gonna take us back to the campfire, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. Satisfying conclusion.
Fully satisfying. I kind of can't believe that.
Oddly satisfying.
I like that we also went ham on like shading and shit. Like the
Yeah,
the
you two
one
went
guy
ham.
looks
Collabs, we're tight.
crazy.
You
Yeah,
two went
hell
really
yeah.
crazy on
High five.
Yay!
Well, let me talk for a second here. Thank you for coming out tonight. It was a lot of fun. Do we have fan art?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have the classic couple of people who played along, and
Oh man. Okay. Let me open these up. Jesus fucking
This is
Christ.
awesome.
I'm just gonna start us off really strong here. Thanks, Trevor Touchdown, for drawing my guy, the evil fire deity. Also, thank you, Tyler, for trying the evil fire deity as well. These are... I asked for it, and I got exactly what I asked for. Thank you very much. Oh, and hold on, Lycan Thromance, too?
He looks awesome.
He's holding a Bible. Thank you. These are all the entries for that fan art that I got. You know what? Hey, 3's pretty good. That's the most fan art that any of our characters we made got. So, feeling pretty good about that.
it's the only fan art that any character we made got.
Yeah. Okay. Popgun Arcade played along and made some people. Popgun Arcade made for a happy person. Happy hack. All of these have pretty lengthy descriptions.
Yeah.
I don't know if let me see.
read 'em. They're pretty
Extraordinary
short.
can easily make anyone extremely agreeable, making him a very political villain, if anything. Which is
I like
actually
the
smart.
idea of doing a political villain that looks like this.
It looks like a fucking yellow submarine.
Like he's running for
character.
president. He's like, well, you got me there.
We have Rick O'Shea. who throws ammo into the air and shoots them at his enemies using his kinetic powers at range, which is
Sick.
also cool.
I like the little bit of mummy just for aesthetic.
The little bit of, yeah, sneaking the mummy in is
A
intelligent.
little bit of mummy.
And
my Ricochet.
We have Brimstone, who's very funny. The annoying little troublemaker who constantly throws
Oh,
balls
hell
of
yeah.
magma that it expels from its mouth at its enemies. I
Kind of looks like Boot.
really,
I've got the
really,
Boot nose going on. I didn't mean to say that about like a character you made.
I really like the contrast between these and the ones that we
Oh yeah,
hit 'em
absolutely.
up with. It's extremely funny when you compare it to what we got with Abyss. I guess when we're working off of the bases, kind of as a concept, it does sort of mean that I think we inherently are thinking a little bit of like what's like a more humanoid shape. the
Yeah,
whole time.
we're very much leaning comic book.
Yeah. But this guy is awesome. And lastly, what do we got? We got
The Mantis
a
Lich.
dangerous scientific experiment by a mad scientist to replace all his organs with robotic parts, leaving his external organs elsewhere, locked away and safe. There's no known face or body found of this villain. Which is kind of like, I think, a place that makes sense to go with this if you're leading into the fucking external organ thing. Our definition of external organ was very funny. Because our external organ did just turn into, like, parasite
No, because the gun's external organ is the guy.
Yeah, the gun's external organ is the guy, which I think is really funny. But this guy's awesome. I'm very glad that you play along with us. I think that that's very fun for somebody to do. These are all
I liked
super
it.
cool. Thank you. Oh my god, and Tundra just made their own person from 3 generated superpowers. Who is
This one's awesome.
Thornwick?
Demonic plant manipulation, psionic shape-shifting, and dream materialization. What a
He can
lineup.
Shift himself in anything with a touch, create plants with demonic properties, and manifest dreams. I think that this is very cool. Thank you, Tundra, for just playing along. I just like seeing other people do the thing that we're doing because it's a fun thing to do. These are just cool little exercises, I think.
Yeah.
Even if my contribution is mostly thinking about stuff, I'm like, there should be a Pink Pretty World, and that's mostly it.
That works.
You know.
I think it was sick.
Yeah. But thank you all for coming out tonight. We'll be back on Sunday. I'm gonna roll credits. And until then, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.